Hello collectors, so I like to collect some funky looking vehicles and this would be one of them. So I believe this is the Daihatsu Midget. It's the first generation that was out between 1957 to 1972. And within that first generation there's three series. If you look at this image here, there's the DSAP, which has doors, but it's basically a doored version of the DSA. And then they had another series called the MP within this first generation, which has a more aerodynamic nose, I guess you would call. But these two are pretty much the same, I think, except for the doors. So I was just looking through the packaging. I haven't opened it. I have a suspicion this is a DSAP, a 1959 Daihatsu Midget DSAP. Okay, let's take a look at this packaging here. Sorry for the reflection of my hand there. It's a shiny. Well, it's got three chickens, a bucket, and a farmer, I guess. And it looks like a plastic canopy up there. This is LV number 143D. Some nice little images there. Okay. On the back. Yeah, no copyright date, I don't think, is on the packaging. It just says copyright Tomy. Alright, well, let's open this guy up. There's no tape on this either. Nothing on the bottom. Oh, there was something on the bottom. Oh, it's a little stand for the person to stand in. Okay, we'll get to that. So there's the vehicle. Alright, let's do the accessories later. Let's compare to these photos first. Alright, so it's a pretty small model, because I think this is a really small car. Or it's not even a car. Wikipedia is categorizing this as a mid-size auto rickshaw. So I guess a rickshaw doesn't have four wheels. And I guess the auto means it's motorized, you know, it's not actually pulled by a person or a horse or anything. Alright, great. The doors aren't there. I couldn't find a modern image with the doors. Okay. Alright. So this is considered a K-class vehicle, meaning it's a very small vehicle in real life. It was powered by an air-cooled two-stroke single cylinder of 250 cc's, so that's a pretty small type of motorcycle engine. And it produced around 8 horsepower, not 800. That's sorry, a mistake. Just 8, one digit. So obviously not very powerful. But Wikipedia says in 1959 the DSA came with a more powerful 10 PS, or around 10 horsepower version of this engine. Okay, that's all I really learned. Alright, so we definitely have the doors. We have a silver protruding handle, exposed hinges, orange here for this turn signal. I guess these must be snaps, because you could have a vinyl like clear window that snaps onto that, I guess. Tie down hooks. This must be a fuel filler right here, so that's pretty neat. Steel wheels, and they're bolted together, I guess. That's by the air valve, maybe, or no, there's two of them, so I'm not sure what the deal is with the pattern of that. It doesn't really match the pattern on the photograph. Alright, and then an exposed axle, but I don't know how they could have made it otherwise. Big clear lens here in the front, really domed out. It's pretty nice. And then a little black and silver detail here for this little venting there. And then what's this red text here? It does say midget, but I don't. Is that Daihatsu? I guess it is. Maybe some sort of cursive script. I can't really see it through the camera screen. But anyways, the midget definitely works out. Alright, there's a little bump there on the front fender. And it also seems like does this steer? it doesn't steer. These fork legs are plastic, I think. I feel like I think that's just plastic and it's flexible a little bit. Alright. So the windshield itself has a top mounted wiper blade and it's actually raised, so that's nice. Could have been printed like on other TLVs. And so this is a single seater. It actually reminds me of like a tuk-tuk. You know, a tuk-tuk you'd see in like Thailand or something. Wow, that drive shift, or I don't know if that's a shifter or like an e-brake right here. But if you got into an accident, you know, that's gonna cause some serious damage. And I'm not talking to the car, or to the vehicle. But yeah, it's got these funky like handlebar slash steering mechanism there. It's not a steering wheel. Alright. I almost think like it might have been better if it didn't have doors. If it just had, you know, the opening like the regular DSA, so you could see more of that detail there. Does this come... right, that's what I thought. Okay. So this actually matches the rear view picture I pulled up pretty well. And there's some... I don't know if that's glued in. Yeah. I don't know if these are seat cushions or if these are just boxes, like someone's... Because the bed liner, or the bed... It's not a liner, just the ribs here in the bed, they terminate short, you know? So I'm gonna guess maybe this belongs here as the seats and or an engine cover. I'm gonna have to, I don't know for sure, guys, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna guess maybe the engine is located underneath this because there's an access hatch of some sort. Perhaps there's a battery behind this to start the motor. I'm just kinda guessing here. This is nice, you know, it's nice little ribbing, or to show like there's a soft canvas top. It's not a metal top, it's just a vinyl or fabric top. Does this come off? No, I think that's glued in place. Okay. Tailgate here, some locks for it, hinges, 3 bumps there. I'm not sure what those are for. Maybe, actually, I think those are hinges. And these are locks. And additional locks, maybe. Like license plate, some red here for the reflectors and backup plate. I mean, maybe these are turn signals because they're actually arrows. And that's a central brake, maybe? What I'm wondering is, I don't see any backup lights at all. Maybe a auto rickshaw doesn't need to. It probably doesn't fall into regular car classifications. Alright, so this is a pretty old casting, 2007. It's nice to scale what the car is. The only thing I wish they wrote is like what year or generation this is, you know? So if you're curious, it actually rolls. It rolls amazingly well, actually. So if that matters to you. Okay. A little indication of leaf springs, but they had to cut it short, of course. And that's probably plastic right there, but this might be metal. No, I feel like, I don't know. Well, can't feel any temperature change. Alright, so it's definitely a minuscule car. And, you know what, I'm going to leave the top off. Let's get to these accessories here. It's not going to take too long. So this is actually a nice touch that they give you this little clear plastic base, and that is meant, I'm assuming, to fit this person's feet into. Oh, but this isn't actually that smart after all, because the opening here for this person's feet, it is directional, by the way. You want to read number 5 on the top. So you'll see his feet go in, but it's not a tight fit. Right? The opening is too big for his feet. So that's kind of silly, I think. Because if I put it on this surface, right, I press down this guy, it doesn't help him stand. So I try it again. Ah, boy, I don't know. See, it's not tight enough. So this guy is made of plastic. He's not metal. He is nicely painted though. Give him credit there. It's nicely painted. Crisp black to blue. Crisp skin texture to blue. The hat is a little bit of a different brown. Even this hair detail right there is there. Some pockets, wrinkles in the clothes. It's a good figure. But realistically, I'm probably going to crazy glue him to a packaging, clear piece of plastic packaging, because this is going right into the trash. Gone. Alright. So now this metal pail. I think that's plastic also. It's nice. Yeah, there actually is, a cavity in the middle. But it looks like, he should be holding it, but you would have to glue it to his hand. His hand isn't molded in a way that he would hold it, which is through friction. So if you want him to hold this thing, it's going to require some gluing. But it's also kind of strange that, I don't know why his other hand is over here. When I put this, is he trying to tip it? No. I'm not sure why his second hand is posed so close to the first. Unless, maybe this? Nope. I'll have to refer back to the original box. Okay, and then we have 3 chickens. We have the rooster. And we have a hen standing. Or no, a hen eating, because the red head is pointed to the ground. And then we have another hen probably protecting some eggs. Okay. Well, let's get the spin thing out. Sorry, I'm just setting this little makeshift diorama here. Alright, I'm going to pull out a couple other cars. So this is a K-Class vehicle from a long time ago. I'm going to pull out this Konami branded Subaru 360 Deluxe. And then I'm also going to pull out this Konami branded Honda N360. So these are actually 360cc K-Class vehicles. This is 250cc, so we're talking some slow vehicles. But it was a different time, we're talking half a century ago. Alright, so if you're unfamiliar with K-Class cars, you might know some classic vehicles like this TLV Toyota Land Cruiser, although it doesn't tell me what generation of Land Cruiser. But I did a review of it, if you really want to find out. And then my favorite SUV is a Land Cruiser LC80 made by a brand Kengfei, because it actually literally has red coil spring shocks on it. Alright, so K-Class cars, very, very small. They're not allowed to go on highways or anything like that. They're just meant for rural roads or small cities with, just sticking to surface streets where you don't need to go very fast. And for fun, I'm going to pull this out here. It's a Chevy truck. 1979 Chevrolet truck. That's all it says on the bottom of his M2 machines. But I have a belief that it's a Chevy C-Series. But it is modified. It's lowered quite a bit. But it's the only pickup where I think... I was thinking we could actually get that thing in the back of there. But no. If it was a long bed pickup, I'm sure we could get it back there, but... Oh well. Alright guys, well, another TLV, and this time around there's no actual quality problems. The only main minor issue would probably be the way they designed the footplate for this figure. It just is worthless. And possibly the exposed axle. You know, if you look at come back up to the photograph, you know, you don't really see the axle. It's just black. So it would have been nice to maybe paint that black, but a little black Sharpie will take care of that in 10 seconds. So no big deal. Alright, well, thanks for watching today, and see you in the next TLV review.